Welcome back, Kuasa.
What can I say about Kuasa? She's a water witch. So she's a badass witch. That's what she is. And very powerful. I'm interested to see how Sarah reacts with that. And Sarah really needs some powers because it's just not fair. Like, these metahumans are like fire and like steel, and I'm like sticks. So I feel like I keep pushing. I want some powers.
Kuasa has the power of water, so she can kind of just evaporate herself in a way, become water, and then form right beside you. So it's a very hard target to kind of hit. I think her powers are different. They're kind of more magical, totem-based, I think, powers. So that's a little bit different for the Legend staff to deal with.
What's going on, guys? It's Flash here, and welcome back to the second part of the mini-series I started doing a couple of days ago on the upcoming villains for the Arrowverse. So the first episode we did was on the Thinker and the Flash Season 4, and today's video we're going to be talking about Kuasa and Damian Darhks and what the producers have said their plans for them are in Season 3 of Legends of Tomorrow. So I'm going to quickly start on Kuasa. I'm going to summarize her early life and then like the story in the CW seed show, which is where she originated, on her pursuing the totem of Annecy. So Kuasa started off as a protector slash she was named the guardian of Annecy, of the Annecy totem, when she was 4 years old. However, a local warlord called Ishu attacked her home village of Zambesi, and her and her mother fled with her baby sister and the totem, which then separated Kuasa from the totem. And then later on in life, she returned, and at this time, Mary McCabe, I believe her name was the person who owned the Totem of Annecy. And if you didn't know, the Totem of Annecy is a necklace which gives the vixens their power, I believe. So basically what Kuasa ends up doing is confronting Mary, and she ends up getting one of the armed men she was to shoot Mary, which knocks her out, and this led to them going back to Zambesi and Kuasa getting a Zambesian spider to bite Mary in order to remove the necklace from her. Because according to the wiki and from what I've done research, once the user wears the necklace, it binds itself to them, so it can't be taken off. Unless, I think it works like a lantern ring, only the user can take it off. And even then, I don't think the lantern ring works like that, but I'm trying to give an example, sorry about that, guys. Anyway, yeah, so this then led to them having a battle in Zambesi, and Mary McCabe ends up winning and knocking Kuasa out. And Kuasa swears to Mary that she will get revenge on her, and that is where her story ends. However, I feel like the show is going to adapt this in a way, so like it's not going to be Mary, obviously, or they could continue the continuity and they could have her introduced onto Legends and then have her talk to Amaya about what happened, and maybe Kuasa ends up fighting Amaya, not realizing that Kuasa and Amaya, they're actually related, and Amaya is Kuasa's grandmother. So they could end up fighting, and obviously Amaya is going to win, but Kuasa could be trying to take the totem from her because she thinks that she is the rightful owner of the totem because she was named the protector of the totem. However, they could also do a story maybe where Kuasa tries to take it, like instead of having a battle, she could maybe Amaya takes off her totem that gives her the powers, and Kuasa takes it from her without her realizing. That could be a potential story that they could do as well. I doubt they would. I think they would go down the road of more action, meaning that they would have Amaya and Kuasa fight it out, which would be interesting to see before they obviously eventually realize that Amaya is Kuasa's grandmother, and then they'll stop fighting, unless they change Kuasa in a way that she's more of a villainous character, because from what I've read, all she's really trying to do is get what she really thinks is rightfully hers back. it's the way she goes about it that makes her a villain. She's not a villain she's not an outright villain like the Thinker is, or Savitar was, or even the Legion of Doom was in Season 2. She's more of like, I'm just trying to get what I want here, but she is going about it the wrong way. However, there is another evil in Legends of Tomorrow Season 3 that will be causing some trouble, and he goes by the name of Damian Darhks. Yes, they brought him back again. It seems like the Arrowverse has a little bit of a thing for Damian Darhks. He starts off in Arrow Season 4, and in reality he wasn't the best in Arrow Season 4. He was one of the contributors to why Arrow Season 4 was so bad, other than the terrible writing for Season 4. Anyway, Damian Darhks in Season 3 is coming back, and he's going to be forming a supernatural team. So it's going to kind of be like Justice League Dark, but it's kind of not going to be like Justice League Dark because it's going to be a supernatural team of villains. So thinking about it, Kuasa could be introduced into this team of villains because Damian Darhks could recruit her after seeing her fight with Amaya. Maybe Amaya and Kuasa fight early on in the season while Damian Darhks is still forming the team. Damian Darhks sees this and ends up asking Kuasa to join his team he's forming. But there are other members that has been teased in the Arrowverse that they could bring onto the team. For example, they could bring on Gorilla Grodd from The Flash, and I even think he is going to be on the show because at San Diego Comic-Con, I believe, and in interviews with the producers, they have come out and said that Gorilla Grodd will be a villain in Season 3 of Legends of Tomorrow. So, that implies, because technically he's a meta, I don't know if you call him meta-human, like meta-animal, maybe, but technically he's supernatural in the sense that he can mind control, which would put him on Damian Darhks' team. And then another villain that was actually teased in The Flash, I'm not sure if they're able to act on that or they're just allowed to tease her, but there was Cheetah, which is a Wonder Woman villain who I believe could be tied to Wonder Woman 2, don't quote me on that, but if she's not, or Wonder Woman 2 doesn't come out for a while, I believe it comes out in 2019, so this might give them a little wiggle room to use her. They could bring Cheetah in as a villain for Season 3, which would be interesting because I believe the story behind Cheetah is that one of the gods spited her and made her look like a cheetah and gave her the abilities of a cheetah to spite her in a way. And yeah, I don't know if they'd go into that in the TV show, but they could bring in Cheetah. It would be interesting, but she's tied to Wonder Woman in a way, so it's hard to introduce Cheetah without introducing Wonder Woman. It's like the thing, people want to see Red Lanterns, like a big Red Lantern battle in the CW shows for a crossover, but the problem with that is that they have to introduce the Green Lanterns first and establish them in the Arrowverse before they can bring in the Red Lanterns, otherwise it doesn't really make sense. Also, I forgot to mention that Brandon Routh came out in an interview and said that Kuasa, she's actually on a whole nother level to the rest of the characters, the villains they've had in Legends of Tomorrow. So basically what Kuasa can do with her totem, she can evaporate herself and just reform next to you and try and kill you, which brings an interesting dynamic to what the Legends have faced so far, because they've had the threat levels like Damian Darhks try and threaten them, but Kuasa is just on a whole nother level of evil, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Legends try and take her down. But anyway, that was my video on Kuasa and Damian Darhks and what they're going to be doing in Legends of Tomorrow Season 3, and also who Kuasa is. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button, as you know your support is very much appreciated, and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.